Mr. Dalloway, I'd like to ask a couple of clarification questions. So, to be clear, when you left Mr. Blanton, the weed eater was working then.
Yes. I assisted in getting it started.
Okay. And you had testified that Mr. Blanton was doing a great job, in your opinion. So, let me ask you, is sleeping part of his job?
Objection, Mr. Hearing Officer. There have been no formal charges placed against Mr. Blanton regarding sleeping.
All right. Your objection is noted for the record. Mr. Dalloway, let me ask you this. Did you witness Mr. Blanton clean all the offices, storerooms, engineers and switchman, wash and locker rooms at passenger station Davis Yard per the instructions?
I'm not sure about the as per instructions part, but I did eyewitness Mr. Blanton doing his job when I did see him.
Since you spent so much time with Mr. Blanton that day, did you observe him lying down in the storeroom?
No, sir.
Were you aware that the superintendent and the lieutenant of special services had to wake him up?
No, sir.
Did he ever say to you that he was sick that day?
No, he didn't.
Okay. Did you observe Mr. Blanton maintaining and keeping the entire grounds clean at passenger station Davis Yard that day?
Mr. Blanton was doing everything to the best of his ability, just as I was.
Mr. Dalloway, I appreciate your candor, but my question is, did you observe Mr. Blanton maintaining and keeping the entire grounds at passenger station Davis Yard clean that day?
Again, Mr. Blanton was doing the best job that he could do.
The best job that he could do.
Yes, sir. On the jobs that he was assigned and doing, from what I witnessed, he was doing his job.
So, I guess it's safer to say that Mr. Blanton's best job may not be satisfactory.
Objection, Mr. Hearing Officer. You're asking Mr. Dalloway to suppose what Mr. Toast intends in the vague language that he included in the charge letter. Mr. Dalloway's responsibility is to provide eyewitness and factual testimony of the charges at hand with regard to the date in question. That's it.
Miss Vellum, your objections noted for the record, and along those lines then, Mr. Dalloway, the union and I are both now requesting that you answer your eyewitness account. Did you witness Mr. Blanton maintain and keep clean the entire grounds at passenger station Davis Yard that day?
Again, what I witnessed Mr. Blanton doing was performing his duties.
At this time, I have no further questions for the witness. Ms. Vellum, do you have any follow-up questions?
Yeah, I have a couple of questions. You were not assigned to the position of janitor on the date in question. Is that correct?
That's correct.
Okay, so you would not have been working with Mr. Blanton for the entirety of a shift there. The duties that you're assigned to would be overlapping. Is that correct?
That's correct.
Okay. And Mr. Blanton testified that it was unseasonably hot on the day in question. Was that your recollection of the day?
Yes, ma'am, it was hot out.
Okay. Superintendent Toast said that he had been looking for Mr. Blanton from about 1 p.m. until after 3 p.m. But your testimony was that prior to 2:45 p.m., you were with Mr. Blanton at various locations and observing him doing different work functions. Is that correct?
Yes, ma'am, that's correct.
Okay. At any time, did the Superintendent Toast ask you about Mr. Blanton's whereabouts?
No, he did not. I didn't see the superintendent.
All right. So between 1 p.m. and 2:45 p.m., were you on duty?
Yes, ma'am, that's correct.
You were on duty, and during that time, you were assisting Mr. Blanton or interacting with Mr. Blanton in various duties.
Yes, I had helped assist him with a couple of duties.
Okay. And you did not see or hear from Superintendent Toast about Mr. Blanton's whereabouts?
No, ma'am, I did not.
Okay. So you've worked at Davis Yard for some time. Is that correct?
That's correct.
And in working at Davis Yard, you've noticed that the janitor's position has gone unfilled for a number of weeks. Is that correct?
That's correct.
Okay. Would it be possible for somebody to come in for one shift and perform the entire janitor's duties?
Ms. Vellum, I'm going to interrupt you right there. This witness is not an expert in this case. His opinion would have nothing to do with the letter of charge or the satisfactory performance of Mr. Blanton, and his opinion of whether the yard could or could not have been cleaned in this case is immaterial. So I will ask you to move on from that line of questioning.
Okay. The record reflects that the hearing officer is restricting a line of questioning from the organization to one of its witnesses.
To be clear, Ms. Vellum, I'm not restricting anything. As I said in my instructions in the beginning, I am maintaining order and determining which questions are pertinent to this case and which questions are not, as is my assigned duty in this matter.
Okay. Mr. Dalloway, have you ever performed the janitor position at Davis Yard?
Ms. Vellum, again, that question is irrelevant in this case. We are here to determine all the facts surrounding the charges of Mr. Blanton's unsatisfactory work performance. So, whether Mr. Dalloway has done the job or not is of no value in this case. I do not deem it relevant, and I'm going to ask you to move on.
Okay. Again, the record should reflect that the hearing officer is restricting the organization from asking a question to one of its witnesses.
Ms. Vellum, I've made it perfectly clear to you that while I'm not restricting anything, I am performing my assigned duties and using my judgment to determine what is and is not relevant in this case.
So, am I restricted from asking the question or not?
You are not restricted from asking any pertinent questions in this hearing.
Am I not allowed to ask the two questions that I just asked?
Correct. The two questions you just asked are not pertinent in this case, so please move on.
I just wanted to make sure that I understood your instructions. So again, Mr. Dalloway, your testimony is that you were working with Mr. Blanton throughout the day in a variety of roles related to the janitorial function until you got off work around 2:45 p.m. Is that correct?
That's correct.
And at no time did you observe Mr. Blanton doing anything unsatisfactorily. Is that correct?
No, he was doing his job to the best of his ability, and the place was horrendously trashed. It was dirty. There was a lot. It hadn't been cleaned in weeks.
Okay. And how many years of service do you have with the company?
5 years.
5 years. Okay. And is it routine that bulletins and posters are updated every day at Davis Yard?
Nope, not to my knowledge.
Okay. I don't have any other questions for Mr. Dalloway at this time, subject to recall.
I have no further questions either. Mr. Dalloway, the union has requested that you remain subject to recall, so I will remind you not to discuss this matter with anyone outside of this room and make yourself available in case the union or the company wants to ask you any further questions.
Yes, sir.